How are you beautiful people this lovely day? I hope you are ready for another FreeCodeCamp challenge about regular expressions. I've already done 4 videos. This is going to be the 5th one, and I hope you're excited to continue learning about regex or regular expressions. I have learned quite a few things, but I'm interested in learning more. If you're too, then keep watching, but please don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, now you're ready to start. Match white spaces. Okay, this is an important one. The challenges so far have covered matching letters of the alphabet and numbers. You can also match the white space or spaces between letters. You can search for white space using S, which is a lowercase s. This pattern not only matches white space, but also carries return tab from feed and new line characters. You can think of it as similar to the character class R, T, F, and V. And we have an example with LED white spaces, and the second line I think is the important one, which uses the S and then the G flag. Okay, I think I got this, but first I will read this line here, which says change the regex count white space to look for multiple white space characters in a string. Let's go to the second line, and I will use here, I will use here the S and then the G flag, and I will hit Control Enter to run the test. It is correct, so I'm going to continue with the next one. I have matched known white space characters. You learned about searching for white space using the S with a lowercase s. You can also search for everything except white space. So this is with the capital S. And again, I have an example. So I remember from the previous video that I have pretty much the same with W or W, which were in capital, and D or D in capital. So now I see the pattern and I have here S or S in capital. What says is change the regex count non-white space to look for multiple non-white space characters in a string. And if I go to the second line, here I'm going to add the S in capital and in the end the G flag. Okay, and it is correct, it wasn't even very difficult. So let's continue with the next one, which is specify upper and lower number of matches. Okay, I'm ready for that. Recall that you use the plus sign to look for 1 or more characters and the asterisk to look for 0 or more characters, and yes, I do remember that. These are convenient, but sometimes you want to match a certain range of patterns. You can specify the lower and upper number of patterns with quantify specifiers. Quantify specifiers are used with curly brackets. You put 2 numbers between the curly brackets for the lower and upper number of patterns. For example, to match only the letter A appearing between 3 and 5 times in the string A, your regex would be A, 3, 5, H. Okay, so I have A, so I need 3 to 5, and in the first I have the letter A, and whereas in the end I have H, and then I also have this example here, and it says change the regex to match only 3 to 6 letter HS in the word oh no. Well, I will see that if I have to say oh no too. Alright, I'm going to the second line and I will add the O. And I don't think that I need the no, but I will for sure need the curly brackets and then 3 to 6 as it says. And maybe in the end, since we are talking about white spaces, I'm going to need the S. I don't think that I will need the G flag, or maybe I do. Well, no, that is correct. Alrighty, let's continue with some more interesting things, which is, I guess, specify only the lower number of matches. Okay, you can specify the lower and upper number of patterns with quantify specifiers using curly brackets. Sometimes you only want to specify the lower number of patterns with no upper limit. Cool. To only specify the lower number of patterns, keep the first number followed by a comma. For example, to match only the string ha with the letter A appearing at least 3 times, your regex would be ha 3, h. Okay? So change the regex to match the word hazah only when it has 4 or more letter z's. Okay, again we will go to the second line, and this time I will have the z, then curly brackets, closing curly brackets, and then it says 4. So I will have a 4 and a comma, and I think that this will do the trick, right? Oh yes, it does. Let's continue with one more challenge, which is specify exact number of matches. You can specify the lower and upper number of patterns with quantified specifiers using curly brackets. Sometimes you only want a specific number of matches, which is true. To specify a certain number of patterns, just have that one number between the curly brackets. Okay? For example, to match only the word ha with the letter A 3 times, your regex would be ha 3h. Okay, I think that I got this one, but first I will read what I have to do, and it says change the regex, team regex, to match the word timber only when it has 4 letter M's. Timber, copy, second line, paste, and it says now something about 4 letters M. Okay, I go to this M, and then I need the curly brackets, and I will use the 4, control enter, and yes, it's correct. Okay guys, that was it for this video. I don't want this to get too long, and I think that I've already passed like a lot of minutes. The next video probably is going to be the last one in the regular expressions, so please keep watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have an amazing day. See you in the next one.